Revealing America's Dark-Skinned Past, Volume 2, Slaves Make More Profit Than Gold. It is written in the Columbus logs that on the first day of his arrival to the New World that the indigenous people of the islands came swimming to the boats, bringing parrots, balls of cotton thread, javelins, and many other things which they exchanged for articles we gave them, such as glass beads and hawks' bells. It is interesting that Columbus brought along hawks' bells to trade with the Native Americans. Arthur Leo Weiner, in his book Africans and the Discovery of America, stated he carried such bells specifically for the purpose of trading with the Indians, no doubt, because voyagers to Africa had found them acceptable to the Negroes, who used rattles and bells in their fetish ceremony. This means that Columbus knew before he left Spain he was going to be encountering Negroes or dark-skinned people in the New World. But how would he have come upon this information, and who were these voyagers? To get a better understanding of how this transpired, one must examine circumstances that preceded Columbus' initial voyage. What became known as the Age of Discovery or the Age of Exploration grew out of the Europeans' desire for wealth. Many European rulers knew that trade with Asia could make them rich, powerful, and wealthy. However, the inlet route to Asia had been impassable for centuries because of the Muslim and Arab domination of those trade routes. The only alternative was an approach by sea. The Portuguese, because of their proximity to the Atlantic Ocean, were the first Europeans to venture down the coast of Africa in search of the sea route, and the first to establish trading posts along the west coast of Africa. In 1441, the Portuguese for the first time obtained gold dust from traders on the west coast of Africa. The following year, Portuguese explorers returned from Africa with more gold dust and another cargo, 10 Africans. By 1445, the Portuguese established their first trading post, slave market, fort in Arguim Bay, which in present day is called Mauritania. Up until 1448, only 927 slaves were brought from Mauritania. By 1456, 800 to 1,000 slaves came from that area every year. Eventually, developing royal trade in Western Africa took precedence over establishing trade with India. The Portuguese continued to venture down the western coast of Africa, setting up more trading posts, culminating in 1482 with the establishment of the Elmina on the Gold Coast of Western Africa.